thank you so much for coming on anyway, David. We're big fans on that, so thank you for showing up.
Yeah.
No problem. Which one of you is not the flat earther?
Me.
You.
But I'm not a globe earther either, so.
All right, so then it doesn't matter. If you're not a globe earther, your gun to your head is the Earth the globe or is it flat? Those are the only two choices. You're not going to pick globe.
No, I'm not.
All right, so you're a flat earther.
Well, I would say I'm a realm earther because
I'm with you too.
Yeah,
I'm a realm earther too. Absolutely, 100%. All right, everybody. Thanks. That was fun.
We got there in the end. We've been sitting here going, "What the fuck is going on?" We've been looking forward to talking to David Weiss, and
I'm here.
Yeah, and we're both big fans, as we said. And we've seen you on these other shows, and we really like what you do. So we're really happy to have you here.
Yeah, you gave us. You give us immense joy when you shut some people down. I've watched it over and over again. It's genius. So I appreciate that.
Which one?
I'll just say just some of your videos when you just sort of when you just sort of making the Globers look a bit silly. I love rewatching them. You know, I think it's great.
I mean, it's hard not to. I mean,
exactly.
You know,
but one of your main ones.
Which one?
One of them, the one where you do the satellite in your garden and it's just upside down, and you've got the old solar panel.
Yeah, that was actually that's one of our guys did. I didn't actually film that, but it's so freaking simple, right?
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah. Do I have that? It's somewhere. That is a fun one. Here it is. I got it. This. The Globers will defend anything. Jaron put together one of the ISS looking down at the Earth, and then what's his name? Another podcast took it and had Globers on, and they were defending it, and he didn't tell them that it was put together by flat earthers.
That's great.
It was hysterical.
Fantastic, yeah. And the pots and pans you do, and all like with the bottoms of the pans and stuff, and they think they're different planets and things like that. Yes, fantastic.
That's and I mean, it's NASA makes up stuff, and they're horrible at it. They should hire me. I could do a better job.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, better budget and all probably than them. They don't seem to spend much money, do they?
Yeah. I mean, you see this latest picture of Jupiter from NASA?
No, I don't think I've seen that one.
I mean, that's clearly Jupiter, right? It's not Mars. Yeah. It's not Saturn. But when we zoom in on it, we see that it's actually just a meadow with ducks. The mind sees what the mind wants to see.
Yeah. It's crazy how shoddy they are with what they put out. Like NASA, they're supposed to be this huge organization and everybody respects them so much, but the stuff that they put out is atrocious.
Yeah. Here, I've got some since we're talking about, baking stuff. So you see this chair? Is that a real chair? What's the chair made of?
Wood.
Think so? It's actually just a painting on the floor. Right? Unless you can touch it and measure it, you can't make any positive claims about it.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like a magic trick.
Have you guys seen the Ames window illusion? So this isn't a rectangle, it's a parabolic, it's angled like that. And it's spinning in circles, but your mind won't let it see. It looks like it's going like this. Yeah. But it's actually spinning in a circle. Okay?
Yeah.
And so, but it won't let you bring the smaller edge closer to you because that's not how our eyes see. This guy puts a pencil or a pen, whatever, a little tape, and he sticks it through one of the cutout windows, All right. And then he spins it around, and you think that'll break the illusion, right?
Mm.
And when it does, you think it will break the illusion. But watch what happens. Now remember, this is spinning around. It's not going back and forth, right? And then watch this. He's twisting the line. So there it goes. It starts spinning.
Oh, wow.
Can you even make sense of what you're seeing?
No.
Right? Usually when you show somebody an illusion, it breaks it. They're done. That's it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it doesn't work, right? And you guys have seen this one, right? Are these two tables the same size and width? But even when I show you, you can't break the illusion.
No.
Isn't that bizarre?
Yeah.
It is. I've seen that one you showed before. I've seen that before, and I just couldn't understand that.
Yeah. I've got another one I wanted to show you. Oh, it's on perspective. Perspective is also how they get you. How they get you. You guys have seen. You've seen this, right? Have you guys seen this?
No, I don't. No, don't think I.
Okay, so we have 3 lines: yellow, orange, and red. Which one? What can you say about these lines? Well, they're about the same length. The yellow is the highest. It's the red is the lowest, and maybe we can say the yellow is almost 2 times the distance of the red to the orange, and it's like maybe half, a little less than half, whatever, from the orange to the red. So we can do all sorts of equations. We could say height of yellow equals height of red over orange divided by height of orange over red divided by 1.2, whatever. Right? You can, and then we can just make equation after equation after equation. But so then I could say, okay, which line is longer? Well, the yellow is obviously shorter, higher. The red's shorter. But when we look at it in reality, what we're seeing is the red line is top of this bush right here, which is about 5 feet over this deck. This deck is about 10 feet higher than the beach and the water. And so the water out here is 15 feet lower than this red line.
Yeah.
And if the earth was a ball, the farther out you go, the lower that line would even go. But for some reason, it's rising up.
Yeah.
This yellow line is 15 feet lower. Okay. And when we look at this is probably, 2 or 3 miles. And this one is maybe 8 feet.
Mm.
This one's maybe 20 feet. Okay. So people don't understand how our eyes work. Right. So now that I got you there, let's see how good you guys are. So what can we say about this orange line? Line looks level, right?
Yeah.
And so we'll add some more lines to it. And what can we say about these lines? Give me some things.
They're very thin. They're very thin lines.
They're thin lines. How about the ratio of how close they are to each other? Almost equal, just the eyeball, right?
Yeah, it looks like a red line and the yellow line.
Yeah, and the width. I did the different colors. Doesn't matter the colors, just so you can see them. Let's add some more lines here. What can we say about that blue line?
It's a bigger space between the others.
Yeah,
it's the biggest space. They all look to be the same width, right? Yeah. Let's add some more lines. You add one more. Okay. What can we say about that yellow line way up near the top of the image?
It looks like it's getting farther and farther away from each other.
Okay. So which line is the highest?
The green one.
The green one on the bottom?
No, on the top.
This one up here?
Yeah.
Okay. This one's not the highest?
No.
Remember what I showed you before? The bottom one was the highest, right?
Yeah.
So what we can say about this is nothing concrete. We don't know anything. And when I reveal, I can show you that all of these lines are at the same height. They're all at the height of the streetlights.
Like a grid.
So they're all at the same height. but we see them going down, 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 right? And if we look at the distance between here, this bottom line here is probably, this whole line is probably, I don't know, 8 times what we see between these two lights. But up here, we can't even see the two lights. So this line is, 8 or 10 times longer than this line, right? That's perspective. And people want to look up at the sky and describe the shape of the earth. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Absolutely ridiculous. All right, I got another one for you. Ready? This new one. No one's ever seen it. What can you say about this picture? Jimmy, just throw out. You can throw it anything.
It kind of looks like a boardwalk.
It's like a Mario game.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a boardwalk going over the water. Is the boardwalk higher than the water? Well, our experience tells us, yeah, it's above the water. Right? And we got the clouds going into the distance. We got a sailboat. We got our lights. You think all of these light posts are the same height? They pair pretty close, right? That's how we see it. What if I told you that isn't a boardwalk at all? That's actually, ready? Can you guess what it is? It's not a boardwalk.
I don't know. A painting?
It's a famous picture. It's a photograph. You've seen it before.
I don't know.
It's a pyramid in Egypt.
Uh-huh. Wow. That's cool.
It's a pyramid in Egypt. It's actually a photograph. You got a guy in the foreground here. Here's the top of the pyramid, right? Here's the corner. You got the two sides.
Wow.
But your mind can't see it anymore. Now it sees it as a boardwalk. It sees it as level.
Yeah.
That's how they hide the flat earth. Because
it's like, sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, it's like what you were saying about the beach. Like when you're standing on the beach, it feels like it's rising up.
Yeah.
You feel like you're almost in a dip. So how could it be round,
I was in California and I'm driving around a canyon road, and it's a big canyon and the ocean's right down below you there. And when you look out, the whole ocean is like up, and you feel like it's coming in at you, right?
Yeah.
Because the ocean is all the way up to your eye level, even though you're high in this canyon. And so your body, your mind is like, wait a minute, I'm high in this canyon and this water is up. It's, it's kind of like screws around with the way that we see. And it looks like the water's coming in at you. And it's actually terrifying if you don't sort it out in your head.
Yeah. Why do you think the mind plays tricks on us like that? What is that about?
Well, the Globers say that that your mind is and the globe is conspiring to hide the flat Earth. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's just how we see and how we interpret our world and see. Like I'm standing here, I'm looking at you. I can see out a window. I can see trees in the distance. I am taking all of this in, and I know that those trees are 100 yards away, 200 yards away. But imagine if everything was flat, you wouldn't be able to move. You wouldn't be able to do anything. Right. Yeah. So it's just how we see. And all of this came around from, just random mutations from an amoeba. Ridiculous. Yeah. This shit is intelligently designed. Okay. And anyone that, tells you that you evolved from a fucking strawberry is absolutely retarded.
We feel exactly the same way. It's like you saying, though, when you're children and you grow up, before you go to school, the world feels flat. You know the world as you're a little kid. Your senses tell you that it's flat, and then you go to school and then they indoctrinate you. And that don't feel natural. And when I was growing up, you just never, ever feel like when they tell you something, like the term baffle you with science, that's literally what they do.
Yeah. They've blinded you with science. Remember that? They blinded you with science. That's a famous song, right? People don't understand that this sun or moon, whatever it is, I think we'll call it the sun, is just going away, just like these streetlights are going away.
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of people when they're trying to figure out flat Earth, and they're like, well, when you're seeing the sun set, that means it's a quarter of the way around the world, right? Because you have the day and light for 12 hours. So when it rises, it's a quarter way to the east, and it's another quarter of the way around to the west when it sets. You don't see the sun 6,000 miles away. Go outside, look at the sun, clear your head from all the nonsense you've ever been indoctrinated with, and look at the sun and say, I don't know anything about it. How far is that? My guess, 30 miles.
Yeah,
Maybe.
And when they say the 93 million miles, like, but you can, and people say, no, it's the sunshine that's reaching you from all them miles away, but you can see the physical outline of it. So how could we see a physical outline of it moving through the clouds if it was 93 million miles away?
It's so dumb. And then the whole seasons thing. They tell you, you know what the official explanation for seasons is, right?
Sort of,
that the earth is tilted. So if my head is the sun, and we'll get America. Where are you guys?
I'm in England, and
I'm in Sweden.
All right, well, I'm still using America, so there.
You always do, you bastards.
We're the best, man. Okay? I can challenge that myself. So you tilt it towards us, and we have a direct line. So the sun is hitting it direct, right? So if I had a 1-inch circle beam of light, that 1-inch circle beam would be right on a 1-inch circle. And then if I tilt it away, it would become a big oval. And that amount of energy is spread over a greater area. Yeah. Okay. And that's why we have our winter. Right. Did you know during our summer, in the heliocentric model, the north, we're all in the north, we're 3.5 million miles closer to the sun. During our freezing cold winter, it's just the angle. Right, 3.5 million miles, that's like 1 or 2% or whatever. And that's what they say. It really doesn't matter. It's the angle, right? Yeah. But think about it. If the sun is 186,000 miles across, okay, way bigger than the Earth, you got all those sunbeams coming in. It's so far away. They're just coming straight. What difference does it make, right? Think of each sunbeam as a fiber optic, straight piece of fiber optic, and they're all just packed together 186,000 miles, right? Yeah. And you put our little Earth in there, all those fiber optics are going to be hitting each point. They're not going to be spreading out, okay? And so when you're looking up at the sun in the summer, if you tilt your head back 23 degrees, does your forehead freeze?
No.
Right? And then here's the other thing. The sun, they say the sun's rays are it's so far away that they're straight. No one's ever seen straight sun rays. They all come in crepuscular. Okay. And the Earth is tilted, but if you look at a heat map of the Earth, why is the heat map following the equator and spreading out equally from the equator? Because the Earth is tilted. It should have a different heat map, but on the flat Earth model, the sun migrates in between the two tropics and creates this little heat map. The red is where the sun passes over twice a year, right? Anything in between the tropics is called the tropics because it's tropical, because the sun never gets too far away and crosses over twice. You know how many times the sun crosses over us in all of our locations? 0. It comes close and then it goes away again. Okay. Yeah. It comes close, but then it goes away. I was just down in Mexico, and it gets really hot there. So in Mexico, so Mexico is right here. We're in between the tropics. So the sun will cross over twice. Here, I'll make it bigger. The sun will come up and then back. It'll cross over us twice. I can't stick my hand all the way over there. But anything in between those two yellow lines, the sun will cross over twice. Anything inside of the Tropic of Cancer, it just comes close and it goes away. It's hot in Miami, Florida, because the sun is literally right over their heads. Yeah. Okay. Miami, Florida is right. I can't stick my hand over there. I'll just go like this. So Miami, Florida is right there, and the sun is right over their head. And then in December, it's hot in Australia because the sun is right over their heads. Yeah. Okay. And so, all of the information is right there in front of us. I mean, we're in the Arctic area because anything inside the Tropic of Cancer, we'll call it the Arctic region. Even though we're not in the Arctic Circle, we're in the Arctic area. And then anything in between the tropics is called the tropics, and anything outside of the tropics is called the Antarctic area, right?
Yeah.
So if you think of the world like a clock, right? Anybody inside of the Tropic of Cancer, what does the sun do? It arcs around them, right?
Yeah.
It arcs around them. It goes all the way around you. It goes all the way around you. So that's the Arctic.
Right.
Arctic. And anything outside, if I'm out here, the sun, speed it up. The sun doesn't go around me. It comes towards me in a way. It's Antarctic. It's Antarctic. Antarctic.
Right. Clockwise, clockwise. Sort of that,
Motherfucker.
That's cool.
So the words they're right there. I mean, they're everything. They tell us everything. You know, like NASA, the Sea of Tranquility, and they're docking and the ships. Why are they talking in nautical terms? Why is everything NASA does nautical?
Because it's immortal.
Yeah.
And the actual name of NASA is to deceive.
To deceive. Yeah.
What do you think, David, about the like beyond the firmament? Then, do you think that is water? So space is water instead of it being what they tell us.
Again, anything above as high as we can go, or outside of 60 degrees south, or the stupid little guided tours you can do on the tip of Antarctica on Deception Island, which is next to Rothschild Island, is speculation. But I am a big fan of there's more land, right? And how far it goes, how much more land, you know, there's so many books and maps and stories and all sorts of stuff. I'm a big fan of more land. Like we live here and then there's other ponds beyond us. Yeah. Okay. That to me makes sense. Right. Have you guys gotten the book, The Navigator Who Crossed the Ice Wall?
No. That sounds interesting, though.
Yeah. This is a killer. If you hit the book section on my app and you scroll down a little bit, this guy right here, Navigator Across the Ice Wall, and it's a story about the extra lands beyond Antarctica, and there's other worlds. So let me show you the map in full. So this is the map. Okay, let's zoom in. Oops.
Whoa, I ain't seen that one before.
Yeah. So what do you say? We live here in this pond, right? We have now we have another sun out here and another sun out here, and this is our complete pond, right? And all of the lands outside of this white ring are Antarctica. That's Antarctica. Then there's extra lands, extra territory, extra terrestrials in the outer space. Then out here are other ponds, not trillions and quadrillions and bazillions of miles away in an infinite space vacuum, but just across the Earth plane, another pond, right? And what do you call a piece of a plane? A planet. I don't know. It's too much of a coincidence for me to let it go. Okay. And so all of these other worlds are right here. Disclosure is right here. It's close. It's thousands, tens of thousands of miles away, not billions and trillions and quadrillions and sextillions, right? You know, the distance to the closest star is 25 trillion miles. 25 trillion miles. You guys listen to my stuff. How long is a trillion seconds?
How
long is a trillion seconds? 31,000 years. Okay?
Yeah.
Just to show you how friggin' big that number is. 31,000 years. Right? And when you think about these numbers, you know, the numbers that they use in science, they're so big, they make your mind short circuit. They never taught you about about how to deal with real numbers. You know, when we're talking about gravity, they tell us, you know, and my argument is the electrostatic force, and that's scientifically provable, and we could change it, and it's amazing, but they say that the electrostatic force is 10 to the 36 power stronger than gravity. Everyone, you know, even the globe heads will agree with that. 10 to the 36 power. Okay. So if I tapped my finger lightly on your forehead, and then I said, okay, what would that feel if it was 100 times stronger? You'd be like, kind of feel like a punch, right? Mm-hmm. Then I said, what if it was 1,000 times stronger? I'd say, well, it'll probably knock a hole in your head. Okay. And I said, what if it was 1 trillion times stronger? You'd probably vaporize. Okay. 1 trillion is 10 to the 15th power. You know what 10 to the 16th power does? It makes 1 trillion look like nothing. And they're saying that you can't measure 10 to the 36th power. I'm sorry. It's a made up concept.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Right. So if the electrostatic force was 10 to the 36th power, stronger than gravity, that means gravity is so weak it's not even measurable. It's impossible.
Yeah.
Okay. It's so stupid.
It is. But going back to what you were saying before, David, about the more land, who do you think lives there? Do you think they're people? Do you think they're like us, or do you think that's where the so-called aliens come from a different realm?
I think the Jews live there. Always the Jews. So I think when we look out here, let me show you. I'm going to go something else. You guys, have you guys seen my the thing on Kiribati?
No,
I missed that one.
That's good. I've been talking about it a lot. I'm going to talk about it again. So anybody listening that's already seen it, tough nuggets, buddy.
We don't. Yeah.
Okay.
I might have done that. Yeah.
Okay. So you guys have seen this map. It was found in a Buddhist temple, published in 1910 in Hawaii. And Captain Admiral Byrd, when he went out there during Project High Jump, he said there's more land bigger than the United States. And I think he said that there's at least 5 pieces of land bigger than the United States. What? How do you hide that on a ball? How do you hide that on a friggin' ball? Okay. Right. So what if these are the other lands out here? All right. So we went on a ship tracking site, and there's this place where you can track cargo ships all around the world. And we found ships deep inside of Antarctica, hundreds, like 300, 400, 500 miles inside of the shoreline. How do you get a cargo ship 400, 500 miles inside of Antarctica? It's frozen, coldest place on Earth, allegedly. Okay. So when you click on any of the ships on the world, it gives you all the information: cargo, who's on it, captain's name, everything. You can find there's tons of information. You click on these ships, nothing. You get the size of the ship, 580 meters long, 60 meters wide, or something. It's a massive ship, just a massive cargo ship. And then it just said it's registered in Kiribati. That's it. That's all we could find. So, you know where Kiribati is? You ever hear of it?
No.
Kiribati is a friggin' sandbar. You can't even see it until you zoom in. So I put a pin on it. There it is.
I've seen something done before that. Yeah.
Yeah. So we zoom in, and here is the island of Kiribati. Okay. And it's got weird names, of places, and it's got some weird stuff, but that ship could supply Kiribati with supplies probably for 50 years in one shipment. There's just a bunch of sand people there.
It seems like what they do with companies, with shell companies.
Yeah. Well, so America and China, they're saying Kiribati is a very important trade route, and China gave them $10 billion, right? An island, a sandbar, $10 billion. Okay. Well, here's what I contend. There's a trade route going to the outer lands.
Yeah.
Okay. And they're trading, I don't know, food, technology, children, who knows? Who knows what they're trading? Could be good, could be bad. I think my guess is, a lot of our technology is out there, is preserved in these outer lands. I keep telling this story and we'll tell it again. There was a guy that was a technician at a chip factory. And he says, they get these chips and they reverse engineer them. They make them so they can duplicate them, and they try to improve them, but they make very little improvements, very little. Then all of a sudden they're in need of a new chip for something. And the CEO goes, here's a new chip, mass produce it. And he gives them a new chip out of a drawer. Where did that chip come from? Who developed it? Okay. Yeah. but they're just reverse engineering it. These ship companies are taking these ships and just mass producing them, but they're already made. They're not inventing them. Okay, maybe they're inventing some little things and stuff. Maybe little improvements. But look at chips. They're way beyond what in the 1970s. Did we have any chips back then? We're still using transistors, I think.
Is it a case? It's like there's nothing new under the sun, isn't it? That so everything's already been invented. We just reuse things.
And just a funny thing on Kiribati is there's the Captain Cook Hotel. Okay, what does that little island in the middle of the South Pacific, far from Antarctica, have a hotel called the Captain Cook Hotel? Okay, these are trade routes. These are people. That's where David Bowie's probably living out there with Michael Jackson and Epstein. Okay,
I wouldn't be surprised.
It's similar to what I was saying.
I doubt Michael Jackson's with Epstein. I think Michael Jackson's was a good guy. So there you go. I got to say that.
Yeah. Is that because Jared, to cut you off there, but is that because Jared, is it Jared or Hibbler? They've done the Michael Jackson thing. Yeah, Hibbler's done the Michael Jackson.
Listen, you got that. Go to Hibbler, his rock fan or his YouTube, and look up Leaving Neverland or Entering Neverland, whatever. HBO did a hit piece on Michael Jackson called Leaving Neverland, I think. And and it's total hit piece nonsense garbage, demonizing him. And Hibbler did a real documentary showing that none of that is true. None of it is true. Michael was trying to expose. I remember when Michael did the whistleblow, he had a crowd of reporters around him, and he was talking about the controllers and what they're doing and sacrifices and all this stuff. And they literally shut him up right from that point. I remember that press conference. I saw it live.
Okay. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So
I've seen bits of that, so I will go back and watch that.
Yeah, go back to Hibbler Productions. You can go to Hibbler.com. On my website, there's a link. On my website, flatearthdave.com, there's a link to Hibbler's stuff. And have you guys watched the Level movies yet? I'm sure you have.
Yeah.
Level and the next Level. And then on April 22nd, it's Flat Earth Day. It used to be Earth Day, but now it's Flat Earth Day because flat earthers, because we live on a flat Earth. They're coming out with the third in the series, and it's called Level with Me. And I contend that there is zero people on this Earth, Globers on this Earth, that can watch all three of those, paying attention, and still believe in the globe at the end of it. There's zero people on Earth that could happen to.
And I still don't know how they watch the first one and not switch over as well. Like, I've sent that to people, and they've actually deliberately not watched it because they knew that they would go over to the other side.
Your subconscious knows what's going to happen. Like and a lot of people they can't handle it. So the subconscious is like, I'm not going to watch that and just make up excuses. Here's a little thing that somebody told me years ago, and I kind of like, no, but it's totally true. Whenever you have to make a decision that you're like, am I going to do it? Am I not going to do it? Right? No matter what it is, you've already made the decision. You're lying to yourself.
Yeah.
You're lying the entire time. Now, there is situations where you do have to go, well, let me see if I can afford it, or let me see if the timing works. But if it's something where it's just like, I'm going to do it or not going to do it, you already know from the instant that it was asked. Okay. And you're lying to yourself and you're dicking around, wasting time. Okay. You've already know the answer.
Yeah. Yeah. But the Hibbler one, the first one, Level, I actually sat my sister-in-law down, who believes everything she's told. And I sat her down when I stayed for a weekend and put it on YouTube for an hour. And she just come away and just went, I can't believe I didn't realise or understand what was going on. And she's been completely indoctrinated, and now she's the flat earther sort of things. So even with that 1 hour, it's 1 hour of your life,
We have some, we call my internet friends, my flat earth friends, and we have our town friends. And, and some of them are coming around. We have some really good friends, and they're just, I don't force flat earth on people, but, I just throw it out there and people listen, and they, you can't just say, oh, wow, Dave said something, I want to be a flat earther. You have to take the time and effort. And a lot of people just don't take the time and effort because they're too busy. Right. Yeah. So one night we're at their house, and they have a nice big movie room, and they're like, let's watch a movie. And I'm like, hey, let's watch the new movie the next level. And that's the movie, the one I'm in.
Yeah.
And we watched it and everybody was quiet. And I'm just kind of looking, watching. Everyone's soaking it in. At the end, the lights come on. They look at me and they go, all right, I'm in. It's like, it's done. It's done.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's done. And then another great one, if you can't get someone to watch, because those movies they're not even full-length movies, about an hour and a half, hour and 20 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
By Hibbler, it's called Real Eyes, Real Eyes, Real Eyes, Real Eyes, Real Eyes, Real Lies.
Yeah.
Okay, it's 25 minutes or 35 minutes. Killer. That one, bam. Bam.
Yeah, I love that one.
That's the one that woke up Bryce Mitchell, the fighter, Bryce Mitchell.
Yeah. I've seen some guy. Yeah.
He watched that, and that's the one that woke him up.
Yeah. And he's quite outspoken about it, isn't he, as well?
Yeah. He's a brave dude.
He's actually in. He's going to be in Level with Me coming out on Flat Earth Day. Yeah.
Okay.
He's in it. I'm in it. A lot of good people are in it. And John, I'll just give you a little teaser. It's going to blow up. No pun intended. The Challenger factor.
Well.
Who is John Levy? No, John Levy's not in it. John couldn't do it.
Right.
So, it's going to blow up the Challenger hoax.
Yeah.
It's gonna destroy NASA.
I love the Challenger hoax because it's just so ridiculous. Can you just talk about the Challenger bullshit for a few seconds?
Yeah, the Challenger, the whole Challenger thing is absolutely done. I mean, stupid. The Challenger crew, right? We have 6 of them that have identical twins using the same name that didn't show up at their funeral. That's weird. No record of their birth. No mention of them in any interviews ever. But now they all have twins that work for universities, right?
I can't work out how they can be that lazy.
People are lazy. People are so lazy. I have a great card trick that I do for people, and it shows how lazy the human mind is because I'm literally showing you what I'm doing, but the mind is so lazy it can't remember anything. I'll do it on the show one day. But and then when I show you how I pre-programmed you for it, I literally pre-program the people by, I'm not going to say because it's a great trick, but I do some things before the trick, which is the trick. Okay. But your subconscious is taking in all of that. So you assume all of this stuff is real. And I just showed you it wasn't real.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's kind of how they do it, isn't it?
Absolutely.
They show you what they're doing, and then they do their propaganda, and everybody's buying it.
It always surprises me
that this Challenger thing is absolutely astonishing. Like how they could get away with it. They blew up this Challenger missile or whatever. The
rocket
spaceship. Rocket. And then the people who were on it just kept on living, had the same names.
I thought no one would notice.
And then, like they're not going to be called out for it. It's amazing.
It truly is amazing. It's ultimate mind control. And you remember the external tank, right? So it goes up and let's go to the external tank. This tank is 20,000 pounds empty, 20,000 pounds of steel. And it's going to burn up before it hits the clouds. Now, is this accelerating downwards? Use your mind. Pay attention. Now watch right here. Watch right here. Watch. A tissue is going to blow by. Ready? Here goes. There it goes. See it? Okay.
Yeah.
So that shows you that this thing is floating. It's not falling. Okay. So this thing is supposed to de-atomize before it hits the ground. That's the story. Mm-hmm. Here's the problem. How are they filming it? This thing's falling and it's falling so fast it's going to burn up. Well, I don't see any smoke yet, right? I just saw another tissue go by. How are they filming it? Are they skydiving filming it? But here's the problem. This is being filmed from the guys on the shuttle that are on their way into space. So they're going up at 25,000 miles an hour. Yes, that's the official story.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
It's amazing. It's just such a ridiculous story.
They're on the space shuttle heading up at 25,000 miles an hour, unfathomable speed. This is falling at so fast it's going to burn up. How the hell are they filming it? It would be, come on, you can't see anything. You can't see anything.
Yeah.
Right?
It's amazing.
Hold on. This is one where we watch the rocket go up, and people believe this is real. Watch this. It's doing a maneuver in space.
Wow.
And people believe this is real.
It looks like almost like a designer's got it on a computer and just turning the angles to design it.
That's exactly what it looks like, yeah. Or like a computer game.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, I got another thing. You know, you're watching spacewalks, right? Crazy, right?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find where is it? And you know, you ever go like near a cliff or anything, and you know, like your fear of falling,
Yeah,
and your stomach goes up into your, you have that fear, right?
Yeah.
You ever watch the building? Like, here, I got it. So you ever see these guys do like these tricks on buildings where they roll around and they hang from one hand and stands there? Look, isn't your stomach going, whoa, just looking at this, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Whoa, whoa, right?
They're crazy.
It's great. And know what the name of this video is? It's called I Bet You Can't Not Look Away. And you can't. It's like these guys are insane. Right, the whole time your nuts are going into your stomach and your throat, and that's a self-preservation thing. But when we fast forward a little bit here, let me see, and we go. Oh, this is all them. Where's the other part? Oh, so then we go look at something even crazier. Right, these guys outside of the space station. Okay, do you feel anything? Do you feel that sensation? This is crazy. You're falling at 17,000. You're going 17,000 miles an hour, free falling around the Earth.
Yeah.
Do you feel that? No.
Not.
Your brain knows. Your mind knows. Think about this also.
Wrong.
You know that there's not that there's no gravity in space. It's that the space shuttle is going so fast that every time it falls, it's following the curve of the Earth. Right? That's what an orbit is. So when it goes, a mile, the Earth drops a mile. So it's falling. When it falls a mile, the Earth has dropped a mile. Right? So it goes all the way around back to where you were. Now, let me ask you a question. What is the definition? What happens when you drop something? It starts out slow and it speeds up until when? Like if I drop something and there was a bottomless pit, how long would it speed up?
Until you hit the ground.
So, well, what if there was no ground? What if it what's going on? What would slow it down? What would slow it down though? There's when a skydiver goes, he doesn't speed up the whole way. He speeds up until he hits his maximum hull speed, if you will, where the air keeps them at a constant pace, right? But if there was no air, he would speed up faster and faster and faster, right? Because there's nothing to stop him. If the space shuttle is in orbit, falling, and there's no air to resist it, it should be going faster and faster and faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, say it's 14,000 miles an hour or something silly like that, don't they?
So what's that?
Don't they say the not the space shuttle, but the satellite, they're all pretending on, basically. What's that called?
The International Fake Station.
That's it, yeah. But don't they say that's traveling that's like thousands of miles an hour?
17,500 miles an hour. They get it goes around. They get like 17 sunrises and sunsets every day. Okay, and how many of them have we seen? Okay, it's ridiculous. It's so stupid.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that actually, because I've seen people film it, and it looks like how they represent it, but it's much further away, obviously. But what do you think that is that they can actually see in the sky that moves past? Because it is actually shaped like they say it is shaped.
So what is it you're saying? What is it up there?
So what is it?
I got it.
Yeah.
So the International Space Station, there's a couple different ways they fake it. We had a NASA whistleblower that was telling us that that they have 5 B-2 bombers from World War II that they've modified with lots of transparent parts and then an array of LED lights that is closely matched the sun's color as possible. And that's what you're seeing when you see it go from horizon to horizon, right? But if you think about it, if it's up at 250 miles, we should, when it gets down near the other horizon, it should be way farther than 250 miles, right? The perspective would take it, 1,000 miles away before we see it merge with the horizon. And the whole thing with the space station is you can't see something that far. You look at a 747. A 747 is big, but at cruising altitude, it's a tiny. It's the size of a pencil eraser if you're lucky, and held at arm's length.
Yeah.
You double the height of a 747, double the cruising altitude. It's too small to see. You have to believe that you're looking at the space station, which is about the same size, 50 times farther than that. 50 times farther than a plane at cruising altitude.
Yeah, that's true. So because I don't know if that's like faked or whatever, but what do you think that they are using to fake that? So they're using these planes as when you see it during the dusk time, and then there's other times where it transits the moon or the sun and they give you the exact coordinates. Again, that's another parlor trick. Maybe they're using a drone, a plane. I don't know, because if you look at the tracking, like, hey, you can see it along this line from here to here, and it shows the line, and then all of a sudden it stops. Like, wait a minute, why don't those people see it next? Because it's going, how come they don't see it? And I contend that maybe it has to go back for gas. Who knows? Pilots getting tired. Don't know. But Crow 777 Radio, he did an analysis of it. When you look at it compared to an airplane, the pixel sizes are wrong, right? It just doesn't make any sense. The pixel sizes are wrong. It's absolute. Oh, here we go. So we got an airplane and the space station crossing, right? The pixel sizes are wrong. Mm-hmm.
It would be impossible to see. You can't see a penny at a mile away. A penny, right? A U.S. penny, right? Yeah. You can't see it probably at a half a mile, even less, right? Its angular size is too small, but we can see this stuff. I'm sorry. It just doesn't hold up. And you guys have seen the bathroom on the space station, right?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
The bathroom. If you go to my channel, DITRH, there's a video called "I Have to Go to the Bathroom."
Yeah,
it's the funniest, most disgusting thing ever. You're up there for months and months and months. There's only one bathroom, and you're pooping and peeing in zero gravity, right? People make enough of a mess when gravity assists their crap to go down the friggin' hole, okay? They're pooping into this friggin' thing here, and there's a bag, and there's a stick on the wall that they use to push the poop down, okay? It's the dumbest thing ever. And then they ziplock the bag and they push it down to the bottom of this well here, and then they put another bag in there. And this girl, right, they've been pooping up there for years, and she's going to touch it. She's going to stick her fingers in it. Okay. Yeah. That's the friggin' seat right there. Look at this thing.
She's she's a bit so clean there, isn't she?
She's going to wipe her finger around the inside.
And who cleans that actually?
Yeah, there's some Mexicans up there. They got a Mexican cleaning crew. And the guys and the women pee into this thing, right? Please.
Oh yeah.
There's gonna be, just one just bump or something, and you pee all over the place. The whole place is gonna be filled with poop and pee, right?
Yeah, that's true. And then like that, something like that must have happened at some point.
Oh my God! Imagine if you had, think of the bile in your stomach. You're digesting things.
Yeah.
And what you're floating in space. You're going to have stomach issues. You're going to have diarrhea. Okay. Yeah. You're going to have explosive diarrhea that could kill everyone on the entire place, the entire station. I don't know what is playing behind. That's something's playing behind it. Oh, after this transition. There you go.
It's a show. Can I ask you a question though? One thing about these astronauts. What is going on with the hair? What are they doing to the hair?
She's got the shortest hair. Yeah, she's got the shortest hair. That would not be allowed in the space station, right? You're shedding hair every day. Look at her hair. It's always beautiful. They don't have showers up there. They have sponge baths. They have to work out 2 hours a day.
Yeah, they look, and their hair's always look like it's got sort of mousse on it to hold it into position,
like
and that wouldn't happen if it was just it'd just be moving around, wouldn't it? Like in the movies,
right? It's absolutely ridiculous. And is this the one with the hairspray? Hold on. Yeah, look at this woman here with her hair.
That's the same woman, right?
Yeah, it's the same woman. And no, half the time they have some women with long flowing hair that would never be allowed. Never. Look at these people. What do they have under their pants? Okay,
why they uncomfortable like that. Yeah, like a fucking weirdo.
Yeah. Why are you always holding your arms like that?
Uncomfortable. That's what they look like as well. Yeah. If there was such thing as that, and you was floating around, you'd feel comfortable, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
They look like they're strapped up.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at this woman here. I mean, they would not allow this. Look at her hair.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so funny.
Yeah. Oh wow. That her hair would be all over the place.
Yeah.
Like in a swimming pool.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And you would never allow this ever.
They would shave her head before they go.
Yeah. Yeah.
They just look so awkward.
And then these guys come back, clean shaven, clean haircut. Who's the barber up there? Right? They come back after being in space for months and months and months, clean haircuts, shaven, and they're always looking good. They never once mention they're shaving. Now that they'll be listening to this, they're going to be like, oh, we're going to do a shaving video. Okay. And all those little particles. What do they have? A friggin' Flowbee? Shaving, sucking it down.
That's hilarious.
And then there's things like the bubbles you see, and then like even rats fucking running around. Have you seen that?
Yeah, on a rocket and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so ridiculous. So you saw on the Chinese space station, they left a glass of water on the table.
Whoops.
Okay. Glass of water.
Jesus Christ.
A glass of water, right?
So simple.
Yeah. There it is, right there. And then there's a scene where one of the laptops that was like this, it fell down.
Yeah.
I've seen balls drop and everything, and it like a ball fell off the shelf and all
they drop their tools sometimes. Sometimes another person has to take their the harnesses and readjust them and stuff like that.
Yep. And this one, let me see. This one is. Look at the sky. It's pretty darn clear. Well, now we have a couple cumulus clouds. Okay, and smoke and water. This is cool. And now there's no cumulus clouds.
Oh, whoops! They disappeared.
And you get all of this smoke coming out, and then this thing goes up, and there's no more smoke. Wait. How come there's no smoke trail? Remember the Challenger had a huge smoke trail. And then these people, they're not even seeing this. This is all spliced together. This is nonsense. Nobody sees these fake launches. When you see no smoke trail, nothing's being launched. When you see a smoke trail, they're tricking you with a helium balloon blimp. And
that actually looks like a helium balloon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, I don't even think this one is. I think this is just a complete and total fake one. I think it's a total thing. Yeah.
David, can I ask you what you thought was can I ask you what you thought of the Chinese spy balloon? What that says about flat Earth as well? Because I think that convinced quite a few people that the Earth might be flat as well.
Yeah. So the answer to that is we've put up more balloons. We put up a lot of balloons. We have guys, and that is the wrong kind of balloon. So even with the flat Earth, that could not have been launched in China. That balloon can't get up to the height that they're saying and can't travel the distance. It would have popped. Yeah. Okay. So they're lying. Globe or flat, doesn't matter. They're lying. Okay. So it's some sort of psyop like Damar Hamlin. I don't know what the story is, but it's a psyop.
Okay. Thought it could be. Yeah. I just wanted to see your opinion, but sorry.
Yeah. It seems like
I think they want people looking up at the sky. I think they want more people looking up at the sky because maybe they're getting ready to pull off their fake alien invasion.
Yeah. We've been talking about that,
yeah. It's always something to take your attention away from something else that they don't want you to pay attention to.
Remember this footage? This is the first balloon the NASA put up into space, and it's going to show us the stars. So they go up in this thing, and this is NASA or the military. And this is what they show us. Ready? Watch the very end here. This is what they show us. Okay.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Look, first you got a star through the moon. See a star through the moon?
Yeah.
And that's what they show us. That's what they showed us. And you can't take it back. This is what they showed us. So they've been lying since before
crazy.
NASA.
That's crazy.
Okay.
I ain't seen that one before.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
And the stars don't even make sense. They couldn't even get that right.
That's why they never see stars, because they're like, we can never show stars. People are going to figure it out.
Yeah.
People are going to figure it out. Right? There's the sun, a local sun. This is from a balloon. Right? NASA uses lots of balloon footage and just wraps it around a fisheye.
Yeah.
And that's a local sun with a local light lighting up the clouds over here.
That's amazing.
Okay.
That makes me think about, have you seen these people who have these amateur rockets and they send them up? And they send them up so far that it seems like they hit something. And then it sounds like they are underwater suddenly. Have you seen them videos? And
what are you talking about?
Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I do have a lot of thoughts on that. So you're talking about the Go Fast rocket, and the Go Fast rocket had a camera facing down, a camera facing sideways, uninterrupted. Like NASA, unlike NASA, SpaceX, you get 30 cuts within the first minute. Okay, edit, different camera. It's like whoa, you can't make out anything. This one went up. I don't have any sound on it, but it went kerplunk and it hit something. Yeah. Like if it hit water at that speed, it might have broken apart. But our NASA whistleblower said it hit the plasma layer. Okay, and he says it gets thicker and thicker until it becomes solid. And that was interesting. The sound it made, the fact that it stopped spinning. And the more interesting was the thing that we could see the moon. Okay. We could see the moon. But when that thing took off, it was over Arizona, close to noon. And the moon was over Australia. So if this is the globe, that rocket was this high above the globe. And the moon was down here.
Yeah.
How the hell could it see the moon? Wow. Maybe the Earth is flat. Okay. Maybe.
Who sent that rocket up?
It was Red Bull. But the other thing is, when it hit, it stopped spinning. Right. So that kind of went viral, and videos are going out all over the place. Right. There's no way it could stop spinning. And then after like a month or a couple of weeks, all of a sudden they came out and said, oh, no, it has a yo-yo spin anti-spin mechanism where it sends out these yo-yos that with weights on them and stops it from spinning, right?
Oh, wow. Right.
And I'm like, what? I'm like, how come they never told us about it? Why would they put that on it? Weight is everything. Why are they doing that? Why would they do that? Why didn't they mention it? And then they this is the video. I'm going to show you the video that they show us. Ready? So here it is. This is the only video that comes out. It comes out. This yo-yo deploys and it stops it from spinning. That's it. That's the whole video. Right? It's going to repeat. Okay. They show us that. So yeah, a yo-yo could stop the spinning, but that wasn't on that ship. The fact that this stopped spinning, all the Globers, everyone's pushing. All the anti-flat earthers are pushing that, oh, this is it. And even a lot of the flat earthers like, oh yeah, that's been explained away. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay. Bullshit. This was not on that rocket. Okay. Never once was it mentioned. Yeah. They and then that's it. And even a lot of flat earthers are like, I'm not, well, it's been explained, it hasn't been explained. That's nonsense. Absolute and total nonsense.
It's like the Red Bull guy who jumped out of the Red Bull guy who done the skydive. When you see him open the door, it's completely flat plane. And then when you see him get out, there's a very tight radius of the Earth, like obviously making it round.
Yeah,
but when he opened the door,
they use a fisheye lens for that as well?
So here it is, the camera behind the chair. Here it is, the camera behind the chair. Ground level, 127,000 feet. Ground level, 127,000 feet. I'm sorry, okay, busted. Absolutely, completely, and totally busted.
And don't you think also, though, David, that the radius is too much? If he was just above the Earth, it looks like it's a little ball in the distance.
So we pointed this out, and Felix, when he was being interviewed, he goes, "Yeah, it was so amazing. I was up there and I saw the curve of the Earth." He was either told to mention that, or he had a helmet, had a glass circular helmet on. He thought he saw the spin of the Earth, or 3, he's a liar. Okay, he's a paid shill to do this. I don't know which one. It doesn't matter, because we pointed it out, proved that it's a fisheye, and then Neil deGrasse Tyson comes out and goes, "Oh, Felix, he saw the Earth." No, he didn't see it. It's too you cannot see the curve of the Earth from 127,000 feet. When we started in 2014, like you could see it from an airplane, and we're like, "No, you can't." Like, "Oh, you can see it from a MiG fighter at 70,000 feet." The Mythbusters went up, and one of their cameras wasn't fisheye and caught the flat horizon.
Oh, we busted that. I haven't known that.
So then they moved it again to 100,000 feet or 120,000 feet. And now, they just keep moving the globe post. That's what I said. They move the globe post.
Yeah.
Right. And so Neil comes out and says, this is a fisheye lens. We proved it. We looked at all the rivers and lakes. This is all New Mexico. Okay. New Mexico covers a third of the planet. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what, like the pictures of the Earth as well, where the United States on one picture is like all of the Earth almost, and then on the next one, it's more proportionate. Like how
this is what they showed
if it's real.
Yeah, this is what they showed on TV. They got the globe in the background, the people watching, yay! And I don't know. Maybe these people are in on it. Maybe they believe it. How would they know? How would they know if Felix jumped out from 40,000 feet? How would they know? Out of an airplane? How would they know? I actually think that Felix did go up and jump from somewhere around 100,000 feet. Okay. And I think that he may have seen the curve in his curved, helmet. And I think, and he also might be under hypnosis. Hey, when you go up there, you're going to see the globe, whether you see it or not. You can tell people that somebody, has a horse head and they see a horse head on that person and they'll swear by it. Okay.
Yeah.
It's an interesting theory, though. Like you say, I think that could be like his helmet. They've made him see it because of what
absolutely
the technology, the helmet they gave him.
Yeah.
Or they could just say you have to say this, and then you get an extra 100,000, and then you can never say anything about it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Corruption, yeah.
It's truly amazing how friggin' crazy this world is.
It really
why do you think, David, that people hold on to it so dearly? Because I didn't have a problem with letting it go.
Well, I think people, the last show I was on, it was this woman that very she was very spiritual and talks about she connects to source information and stuff. Very interesting. And she's talking about souls, old souls and new souls, and newer, younger souls aren't able to understand. Older souls can figure it out. So maybe we have older souls. I like that.
I've been told that before. I'm an old soul. Yeah, could be
it. Yeah. So it's crazy. World's crazy.
What was her name? So I could look her up after.
Honey something. Honey I'll tell you, their name is, and I kept wanting to, say thanks, Janice, but her name's Honey. So I'm like, thanks, Honey. Honey Golden.
Honey Golden, okay.
Honey Golden, yeah.
Thank you, mate. I'll check her out.
Yeah, no problem. So, what else, man?
I don't know, David. Have you got any questions?
How the hell do people still believe we live on a globe? Oh, that was my question.
Well, I just wondered what you think is like, because I've heard you speak about like a dome over our reality, and like it's obviously going to be speculation, but it's still interesting to talk about.
I think that the dome is high, it's really high, like super high. But I think that we only can see maybe 20 miles up. So if you put a dome over the flat Earth that's 20 miles up, it's flat, and it's this high above the map.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's not this big fish dome. Okay. But we see in our personal atmospheric dome.
Yeah.
Okay. I have some videos on my channel about that.
Is there anything outside of that dome? Have you got any speculations about that?
My speculation is that there's different levels of reality. If you listen to Santos Bonacci, there's 7 layers, right? Yeah. And at the very top is pure consciousness, and it's not physical. And then we work our way down to the most dense level, and that's our physical plane that we live on. The one thing I know for sure is that we don't live on a ball floating through an infinite space vacuum. That's scientifically impossible and ridiculous and stupid and limiting, and keeps us dumbed down and powerless. So once you get off the ball, okay, and get on to using your brain and accepting the fact that you're at the center of creation, then you take your power back.
Yeah.
Everything they tell us is a lie. Everything is a lie. It's all a lie. It's all it's amazing, and and they're making it very difficult to learn. Like, you can't find anything online. I mean, it's difficult. Go to my website, flatearthdave.com. You'll be a flat earther. Just hang out there for a little bit. Take the crash course. Get the app, right? And come to the summit. We're having a summit, a virtual summit, March 17th and 18th. It's online, and check it out. The link is at flatearthdave.com. Check out the speakers. It's Friday and Saturday. Amazing. We got comedy. We got music. We have great presentations by amazing presenters. And it's not 100% flat Earth, but there's a lot of flat Earth. And it's inspiring if you're already a flat earther, and if you're not a flat earther but you're scratching your head, there's no way that you can go to this, listen to this conference and be a globe earther at the end of it. So if you're ready to lose family and friends, come to the conference, become a flat earther, and be ostracized by everybody you know.
Well, I'm already a flat earther.
We are already
anyway,
so. Yeah, that sounds very interesting.
Are you guys on the app?
Do you
guys have my app?
I've got it. Yeah.
And where are you guys located? Where did you say you were?
I'm in Kent, in England. I used to live in London.
Okay. Oh, I just hit the Ukraine. I want to do that.
I think there's a few in Hastings, flat earthers on your app.
So, the United Kingdom is insane. When we look at the United Kingdom, let it load. There's so many. It takes a moment to load. There's so many, you can't even see the country anymore.
Really?
But they're out there. Yeah, they're out there, and there's so many people. That when the main map loads like this, there you go.
Wow. Okay.
Well, so you can actually connect to other people.
Tap on them, and you can send them a message or look at their profile. You can send out a radius message. Like, I can set my radius for 50 kilometers. And for 50 kilometers, I have 512 people. So I can hit that and send them all a message. Hey, I'm having a meetup at Rico's Pizza Saturday at 4 p.m. And then everyone shows up. It's absolutely
that's really cool.
Amazing.
I'm so sure I will do that.
Yeah. No, it's fun. So just meeting up with one person. Like you look and you're like, there's somebody right in my town. Okay.
Can you do that in Sundsvall in Sweden?
In Sweden. So point me to Sweden. Where's Sweden? Here's the UK.
Scandinavia, north of Europe.
So over here?
No.
Where is it? It's
above,
way up here.
Above Germany.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there are quite a bit there as well. I'm going to check that out.
Yeah, and locate somebody, and then just like, hey, you see there, and you can. So if people filled out their profile, you can kind of see who they are, and then if not, you can just send them a message, and it'll send them a little text message, and you can say, hey, you're right down the road from me. You want to meet at Joe's Coffee House and say hello. I've never met a blue dot I don't like. Every single one of these people is awake and aware and knows what's going on in the world. And whether it's a guy or a girl, it's going to be your best friend. There's people that are getting married on this thing. Okay,
well,
there's people that are
found you, David, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's that?
It's good not for you, David. I mean, it's good for this David because he's looking for a new missus.
Well, so let me think about this. Think about this, Dave. You probably incompatible with somebody that's sleeping and living in the Matrix, right? It's like you want somebody that can think on the same level as you. On that's here,
I've found a new dating app. This is amazing.
Yes. But what I was going to say is, there's no dating site that can match you up better than every single dot on here, every single person on here, right? Because they don't have these categories. These people don't have they're awake and aware to the nonsense going on in the world. They're awake and aware to the deception. They're thinking, amazing, beautiful people. So, and what I say is what I tell, and I'm, I don't know, they're not afraid of the boogeyman. What I say is, if you have a bunch of people around you, send out a radius message, and don't send out a radius message like, hey, hi, say hello. Send out a radius message, hey, I'm going to be at the park or at this pizza joint or bar at this date. Come one, come all. And if one person shows up, guaranteed you're going to stay there for 5 or 6 hours talking to them. You're going to have a great time. You have a great time. But then,
I love it, man.
We did it. We had 100 people show up. Okay, 100.
Wow.
So yeah, we're having a one in New York coming up soon, somewhere in New York City. So there you go. So the app does, you guys know what it does. It has a featured video of the day, frequently asked questions. And there's a new thing that's it's a games page, and it brings up the first one is going to be Earth Trivia, and this is just an early version of it, but it's a trivia game. It's going to be super fun. Super fun. You can play between 1 and 4 players.
Well, I can't recommend it enough. I love it. I love having it on my phone and just checking it out and seeing how things work. So thanks for that.
Yeah. All right, you got it. And so flatearthdave.com, get the app, book me on a show, come to the conference. The conference, everyone's going to love it. Okay? Come to the conference. And when I say come, it's a Zoom thing. And if you're busy it starts Friday afternoon, goes to late Friday night, and then it's Saturday, I think, late morning into the evening. And if you miss some of it, come back and watch it later. If you love it, you want to watch it again, you have access to it forever. So it's super, super fun.
Sounds
and
great.
Where do you find that? FlatEarthDave.com. FlatEarthDave.com right here. FlatEarthDave.com. It's easy to remember. FlatEarthDave.com. Everything's there. Where do you get the app? Where do you book me? Where do you find the crash course? Where do you find the conference? FlatEarthDave.com. Where's my latest interviews? FlatEarthDave.com. It's all there.
Very good.
Thank you so much for coming on.
I have a quick, just a quick question. On the app, how would you find my latest interview?
Dave.com.
So you hit the web button, which is right here. It's called the More Resources page. And by the way, I'm going to have you long press a button, and up comes an explanation for the button. That's going to come out with when the game comes out. All right. So you hit the web button, and on the top corner here, it says interviews. Click that puppy, and up come all of my interviews. The top one is the most recent. So when yours comes out, it'll be on the top of that list. And I've done a few interviews because the list is like the rabbit hole. There is no bottom.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah.
Very nice.
All right.
Well, we very much appreciate you being here with us today, and hopefully we can do this again sometime, and we will get the links and at the times and everything perfectly.
All right, cool. Just the only link I want you to put on there is flatearthdave.com, right? Flatearthdave.com, because everything is there. Because you tell people, oh, my Instagram is this, my Twitter is this, my YouTube. No one's going to remember anything. Nobody remembers anything. So as soon as you go to the second one, the first one's gone, and then they forget the second one because they're trying to remember the first one. Forget it. flatearthdave.com. Hope to see you guys at the conference, and send me a link when this is up so I can put it on the app.
In a world where everything seems so chaotic, so out of balance and out of harmony, where do you turn for stability? The answer is the True Earth Equinox Virtual Summit, a virtual gathering of the world's foremost experts on balance, harmony, and resonance. This is your chance to join a community of like-minded individuals seeking equilibrium in their lives, just as the equinox brings balance to day and night. Get ready to be inspired and empowered by a lineup of exceptional speakers, including Brian from High Impact Flicks, Dave Murphy, David Avocado Wolf, and Max Freeman, the man behind Epic Cash. From Crow 777 Radio, we have Crow with Jason Lindgren and Rose 777. From the Globebusters, we have Zachary Zabala and Iru Lenducci. Also presenting will be Bro Sanchez from Bro Sanchez TV and Amanda Vollmer from Yummy.Doctor, as well as Clara Loretta from Spirit Vehicle. From the Gnostic Academy, we have Marty Leeds, and from the Serapeum.com, Dustin Nemos. We also welcome podcast co-hosts, Caleb and Derek, both from TikTok. We look forward to a special presentation from Austin Thompson and the Melodome. With him is Mike from THCshow.live, as well as Flatman X, Chris Vick. Don't miss the live Q&A panel featuring David Weiss from DITRH, Sean Hibbler from Hibbler Productions, David Avocado Wolf, Amanda Vollmer, and your summit hosts, Jaron Campanella from Jaronism, and Austin Whitsitt from Whitsitt Gets It, where they will be fielding questions from the VIP audience. But that's not all. The True Earth Equinox Summit also features musical interludes from Christopher Crumb and stand-up comedy from Sam Tripoli from the Tinfoil Hat podcast. This is an event that will not only educate and inform, but also entertain and inspire. So don't wait. Join us for the True Earth Equinox Virtual Summit. Friday and Saturday, March 17th and 18th, 2023. Tickets are on sale now at Thames.live. We can't wait to see you at the first ever True Earth Equinox Summit.